Do I regret voting for Donald Trump? 100,000 times yes. The mass deportation that is happening, I mean, the unconstitutional rights that are happening, all of the AI bills that are being signed right now. I mean, I can go on and on. The banning of different countries from coming into America, that was my last straw. And I think a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump also say the same thing.
How does the Latino vote differ so much from the black vote? Because we got our own white people. Oh. And people don't understand that we have all, and the assimilation possibility for Latinx, Latin people is higher. People can come from other parts of Latin America, marry white as like they're told to do, assimilate and assume a white identity that black people cannot escape from. So they will continue to vote in that way because to them that's upward mobility. And unfortunately for us, success means being patted on the back. Not all of us, because y'all gonna go crazy on Twitter. I ain't got a Twitter, so it's okay. But they get the pat on the back from white people, and they feel like that's what being American is. Damn. And that colorism is real in our community. It is real.
U.S. propaganda is so good that it has indigenous Mexicans thinking that they're white. This is Nino Rodriguez, an indigenous Mexican who thinks he's white and denies being Mexican. Check it out.
But what is your ethnicity? Are you full-blooded American? Were you born in the United States?
I'm white. I'm not a Mexican. I don't claim to be a Mexican. Hispanic, white, black. White. I identify as white. I ain't a Mexican. I'm an American. I was born here.
He also thinks that being bilingual is a disadvantage and believes in speaking English only. Check this out.
Now, this is why I choose to speak English only, and why I encourage others to do so as well, as far as people that I come across that are, Mexican, brown, whatever you want to call it, that are not born in America, should I say.
You can tell the accent is so forced. I'm an American. I speak American. Look, Nino, you wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Mexico. I get it. You were born in the U.S. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But your DNA is Mexican, bro. In 1,000 years, when archaeologists uncover your bones and they analyze your DNA, they're going to be like, yeah, that's a Mexican. Also, bro, anybody born here is American. You're a proud U.S. citizen, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But just so you know, anybody born anywhere here is American. Here's the crazy part, bro. Somebody that looks like me, somebody that you want to look like, is 60% indigenous Mexican. I am 60% indigenous Mexican. If somebody that looks like me is 60% indigenous, what does that say about you? I've also had many people reach out to me saying that they live in the same area as he does, or they know him personally, and that his real name is Chris, that he's a failed rapper, and that his family is from Chihuahua, Mexico, to no one's surprise. But there you have it, guys. Just because you bring a Chihuahua to the US and it has puppies, it doesn't mean that those puppies are German Shepherds. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
Now, Randy, what'd you just say?
I said you were right about Trump.
What was I right about Trump? About what? Explain.
Everything.
Okay, I need to hear more. Like everything. Like
get rid of my peoples. War's about to start. What else? Actually, none of the things you talked about, but some even worse.
What are some of the things I talked about?
Women's rights.
You didn't really care about that, though, right? Women's rights wasn't important, but when they start messing with your money and sending your people. I see.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So I've been seeing videos of what's happening with these ICE agents. I've seen what they're doing to kids, what they're doing to men, and I've seen what they're also doing to women, even pushing them to the ground. And it just makes me feel so bad. But then again, I come across such videos of Latinx explaining why they voted as they voted, why they supported the new administration, and some of them even wanting or identifying themselves as white. And I'm just sitting here and wondering, what am I supposed to feel for these people, honestly? Because Black Americans actually want these people not to go ahead and vote against their own self-best interest. But it seems like self-esteem issue is a big problem in the Latino or the Hispanic community. And this is the problem. And also, as this woman is saying, for ages they've been taught to associate themselves with white and not associate themselves with Black people. Some are even taught not to be married by a Black man or marry with a Black woman because they don't want to have that association. And This is why you see that even in the Hispanic community, there is a lot of problem when it comes to colorism, and people that are of lighter shade than me are even treated way better, have more opportunities when it comes to modeling, when it comes to job opportunities, because of just their skin complexion. And these people forget that no matter what you're going to say, no matter how hard you try, no matter that you actually voted this guy, like 60% of your community voted for this man, for them, it does not matter. And this is why people in your community are actually suffering. And the dumbest thing is that most of you are out here blaming Black Americans for what's happening. And it's not even Black Americans that are deporting you guys. It's the new administration. Like, you've seen so many ICE agents that are from the Hispanic community. I mean, the irony. And you want to come out here and call out Black people because Black people don't want all to be there marching for something that they all want you about. It's quite sad that this is happening, but I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on this episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you see on your screens. Remember, this episode is just for education purposes only. And maybe next time that some of these people will be casting their vote out there, they will be reminded of what happened to their community in 2025, because honestly, this is a history that we'll live to remember of what happened to the Hispanic community in 2025 after they went on ahead and voted against their own self-best interests. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary. Also, don't forget to tell me what your thoughts are on the comment section.
So the U.S. Supreme Court today overturned Judge Frimpong's injunction from June 11th, saying that in LA, the ICE agents needed to follow well-established law by the Fourth Amendment. They needed something more than just a person's race or how they look. And today, Trump's U.S. Supreme Court ruled that their ethnicity, the language they speak, the type of jobs that Latinos have, gardening, construction, can all be used as reasonable suspicion. Law professors are throwing out their curriculums because all established law is out the window. Latinos, regardless of citizenship status or immigration status, now have diminished rights under the Constitution. This is Trump's Supreme Court. And it seems now as though the law will change with whatever Trump requests. So we'll see where this leads us.
Latinos for Trump, what is it now? Y'all were talking about do it the right way. Oh, why don't y'all do it the right way? Guess what? Don't get caught slipping outside, because Latinos for Trump be the ones that be looking the most fucking Latino, looking Mexican as fuck, looking Salvadoran as fuck, looking brown as fuck, can't even speak proper English. And y'all are just walking around with your little MAGA hat thinking y'all are protected, looking like a fucking clown, ridiculous as fuck. But don't get caught slipping outside, because guess what? It don't matter if you did it the right way. Guess what? It don't matter if you have your papers. Guess what? It don't matter if you were born here. It's just based on how you look. So don't get caught outside slipping without your little MAGA hat. And guess what? It probably don't even matter if you got your MAGA hat on. It don't even matter, because they're picking anybody that looks immigrant up. You better start working on how you look. What happened to do it the right way? What happened to go through the process? Oh, they don't want to go through the process. Oh, they're illegal. Guess what? It don't matter, because they're not looking at that. They're just looking at how you look. And no matter what you claim, no matter who you voted for, no matter how much money you got, no matter nothing, you still look fucking Latino. And y'all be the most brown ones. And y'all be the most Latino looking ones.
Anytime I see a member of the Latin community who says they regret voting for Trump, my first instinct, because I am an empath, is to empathize with them. But then instantly I'm like, no, I can't. Because they had no empathy for their own people. And for me, that just doesn't sit right with me. There are a lot of decisions in life that we can make right on. We can't go back in time, but we can make right on a lot of the decisions that we make. But when you make a decision like that, there really is no coming back. Everything right now that's going on in LA, it truly saddens me. As someone who has a lot of friends who are Latin, born and raised in LA, I can only imagine how they feel. Earlier today, I saw a girl who posted about her regret for voting for Trump because her dad is now being deported. She asked for him to get a medical early release so he could come back. She posted her phone call and she was denied over the phone. And I do feel sorry for her, but at the same time, you made this decision. You wanted to be on that side of history, and now this is what's happening.
Yeah, them Latino for Trump folks got real. It's mute. I don't hear nothing ever since that executive order came out. Yeah. Now you thought I forgot about y'all. You thought we forgot about y'all. The Latinos for Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Now look at y'all on hush mode. Because you realize that executive order affects you, affects your kids, affects your spouses, affects your parents, affects your friends, affects everyone around you that you've ever loved and cared about that was not born in this country. Now look at you. They're going to be able to snatch you up and lock you up based off of your accent and skin tone alone. Even if you are a white Cuban or a white Puerto Rican or a white Dominican, it don't matter. If your accent even got a little bit of a twang in it, you're cooked. Welcome to the real world, jackass.
What are you Latinos for Trump going to do now? Please amuse me and tell me what you're going to do. Do you feel stupid? Do you feel dumb? Are you ashamed? Do you have regret? Well, too fucking bad, because what you guys voted for, you ultimately fucked around and found out. You forget where your roots come from, and you forget that you're also Latinos. And being Latinos for Trump does not do anything for this new law that he passed. And I've said this whole time, during the elections, during everything, Trump doesn't give a fuck if you are a Latino for Trump. He only wanted you for his vote, and he got it. And now look what's happening. You guys are fucking stupid. And I don't feel bad for you guys. I hope that Trump 2024 sticker in the back of your car doesn't do anything for you. Because guess what? When your license plate gets read and it has a Hispanic name, you're getting the fuck pulled over. And I find some pleasure in that. What I don't find pleasure in is for all these hardworking people that come here to just do one thing, who try to fight to get somewhere in this life, and they're getting falsely accused of crimes, when you guys are forgetting that the real crimes are here in the United States, and they're being done by actual American citizens, not by illegal immigrants. Who just shot up a fucking Catholic school? A white guy. Who shot up all the other schools? White people. Who are doing Fenty folds in the corners at the bus at stops? White people. So I'm just so confused, as to why it just continues to be Hispanic people that are getting triggered by this. But anyways, my rant for today. I hope you guys have the life you deserve, and I do hope that you get pulled over, and I do hope that all you Latinos for Trump will sit there and cry and plead and have regrets, because no one gives a fuck. We try to tell y'all, but oh well.
A lot of Latinos either genuinely consider themselves to be white, or at the very least want white people to look at them as one of the good ones. I'm a first-generation American citizen, but my own father didn't even speak Spanish in front of me because he didn't want me to learn it. Because there's also a lot of self-hate when white people find out that I'm Latino, right? They're often surprised. I'm very aware of how I look and sound, right? You know who compliments me the most about it, though? Other Latinos. My green eyes come from my Salvadorian side. And the history behind why that's in my gene pool is not good. But more than once, I've been told these are my blessing. And if you think I'm exaggerating, watch any Spanish language TV and you're going to see people that look just like me. Because that is what is rewarded and what is held on a pedestal. So when they heard the guy at Trump's rally referring to Puerto Rico as garbage, they didn't take that personally. They nodded along, saying, yeah, they are, but not us, right? We're the good ones. We're just like you.
Do I regret voting for Donald Trump? 100,000 times yes. The mass deportation that is happening, I mean, the unconstitutional rights that are happening, all of the AI bills that are being signed right now. I mean, I can go on and on. The banning of different countries from coming into America, that was my last straw. And I think a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump also say the same thing.
I have to say, I'm not going to lie. It absolutely baffles me that you voted for someone and you never looked at his first term. If you did look into his first term before voting for him, you would see that all the things that you were complaining about, he enacted in his first term. You would also see that he ran on the exact things that you're complaining about. You sit here and you say that you regret your vote for Trump because you're upset about human rights violations, because you're upset about mass deportation, because you're upset that he bans other countries from coming to America? Are you like just dumped out the Muslim ban of his first term out of your brain? You just forgot about it or what? I don't understand that about you guys. It was an open book test. All the answers were there. And now you're complaining because you got literally exactly what you voted for? Anyways, my name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow. You go to my face again. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, whatever is happening to the Hispanic community is sad. Every time that I'm seeing videos online and they just make me want to cry, seeing what's happening to these people, seeing families being separated, seeing kids crying because their fathers are being taken away by ICE agents. There are so many videos online here that actually are quite stressing and quite disturbing. But then you get to be reminded that 60% of this community voted for their own people to get deported. A good number of them, we saw them during the campaigns when they were doing interviews, telling their own people to go back to their countries, to come to the United States of America the right way, just like they did. Because so many of these people are thinking that these people are just joyriding on the taxes they pay. But these illegal immigrants have also been paying to taxes that they actually don't get benefits from. They've been paying to social securities that they will never get any returns or any benefits from. Yet, you people were promised that this administration was going to deport illegal immigrants, and now you're actually seeing what is happening. And Black Americans warned you about this. Democrats actually warned you all about this, but none of you listened. So many of you were happy calling out Black Americans here woke and insulting them, calling them loud. That is a lot that was said about Black Americans, but they warned you all. Black Americans didn't lie to you. Neither did Trump administration lie to you. The reason as to why I'm saying this, Trump said several times during his campaigns that he was going to launch the largest mass deportation that has ever been in the United States of America. He did not betray anyone. So now this is happening to you and so many people are feeling like they were betrayed. The only person that betrayed you, any person that is experiencing this, is your own community. The 60% that went on ahead and voted for this new administration. Just because they never thought that these problems or these issues or these policies were going to affect them because of their adjacency to whiteness, and that's why they voted as they voted. This is why you're seeing such guys like this failed rapper identifying himself as white. And sometimes I actually ask myself, like, what did these people think, or what did they thought Trump meant when he said about mass deportation? Like, this guy repeated it several times. He said how much he hates you. He said how much he hates the poorly educated. He said how he don't care about you, but just your vote. He said recently that smart people don't like him. And he knows that. He's been knowing what he's been doing. But you guys fell for the trap because of the hatred that you have towards Black Americans. And now you want to come out here and blame Black Americans because they're not out there protesting for what's happening. If this was happening to you, be honest with yourself. If you want Black Americans not to go ahead and vote against their own self-best interests, would you be out there after they voted against themselves, fighting and protesting for them? Just be honest with yourself. I don't think you'll be doing that. So I don't know why most of you are expecting Black Americans to be out there putting their lives at risk just to fight for you. It does not make sense when they all warned you about voting against their own self-best interest. And we all know for these people that actually from the Hispanic community and other minorities that voted for Trump is that they thought when he talked about mass deportation and all these policies, they thought that he meant other people, maybe like Black people, and not them. And these people are really blinded by their desire to be white. And this is why you're actually also hearing a guy who is just the same color as me saying that he identifies as white, which is quite crazy. And this is someone who is a grown-up. This is not even a teenager who is not educated or something of the sort. And honestly, most people that actually voted for Trump wanted to continue the status quo, which everyone is going after Black Americans. And the men that voted for him were happy that women's rights were gonna be taken away. They wanted people living back in those days and era, just like in the 90s, somewhere there, or in the 80s or something of the sort. And other people were happy that the Trump administration was gonna end free housing, food stamps, divorce, and education for women. Well, this is now happening and so many people are feeling betrayed by this new administration. But honestly, no one has been betrayed by this new administration for those that voted for him. Because all these policies and everything that is happening right now, these are things that were stated in Project 2025. So many people did videos to educate people of what's going to happen or what's going to come with Project 2025 if it happens that this new administration was going to get in office. But most of you didn't want to listen because you're so blinded with hate and you ended up voting against your own self-best interest, thinking that these policies were only going to affect minorities, Black Americans. And that's why the Hispanic community voted as they did. And so many of them, we've seen them now regretting, including that leader was Latinos for Trump, regretting right now and saying that they were betrayed. I don't know what you all think, guys, but it's quite crazy seeing over half of the community voting against their own self-best interest. That just shows us how much self-hatred is existing in the Hispanic community, because you cannot tell me you can go on ahead and vote against their own people just because you so bad want to identify yourself as a white Mexican, a white Latino, a white Hispanic. It's so crazy, guys, even thinking about this. It's so sad that seeing all these videos and everything that's happening, but then when you sit down and think that these people actually went on and voted against their own self-best interest, voted for the same administration that promised what is happening to their community, it just makes you wonder what to actually feel for them and what's happening. I don't know what you all think, guys, but I would really love to know what your thoughts or what your take is on the comment section. Remember, this is just for education purposes only, to remind people that the next time that you actually be out there casting your vote, you look at all the policies and anything that is affecting any community negatively, because what's affecting the Hispanic community right now may be affecting you in the next administration or the next election or in the next decades or just a few years to come. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and bye.